jump over here. Wait for it to fully go live. And then right? Alright, so I jump over here. Alright. Oh, you know what? Let me also. All right. Well, welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We got our special guest today is it pronounced Jason Bascom?
Yeah, Bascom. Yeah.
All right, awesome. I'm going to turn up my volume a little more since I got that background noise on my end. All right. Sweet. And so you got a book. Well, your company is Unhinged Entertainment?
Correct, yeah.
And you got a book titled Absolute.
Yeah.
Book 1.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to add, you've got Absolute period book 1. Is that all intentional and part of?
Well, the period actually is it's on the title itself. I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know even why I did it to tell you. I think it just aesthetically it looked pretty cool. But because if you look up Absolute on Indiegogo, you'll find a bunch of crap. So I was trying to get it so that way if you search like Absolute Book 1 or even Unhinged Entertainment, but it still was not popping up as much. But it is what it is, and so that's why it's a very long title. The next book that it is book 1 anyway, so there's going to be a second book. But so the next one I probably may not have like that whole long title in there. I think it's a little wordy. So.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was mainly doing it for search purposes.
Well, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about adding a period to narrow it down to search results.
Well, like I said, the period appears on the cover, and like I said, that was just initially there. It just looked cool, and I had that done a long time ago, so I tossed it in. But the book 1 and the Unhinged Entertainment and all that was for the search aspect of it, and it's easier to just look it up by my name. It pop right up.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That's the truth. Well, I guess that is part of why it's helpful to. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
company there.
Yeah.
All right, right on. And just a couple last minute
you're good.
Small things. Oh man! All right, so let's check this out. Let's play this.
Well, yeah. Before you play the intro, it's probably the video is gonna skip a lot. Probably my next campaign, I'm gonna have somebody try to help me out with the video and stuff. So I did it all myself. So.
Oh, all right.
But have at it.
All right.
It's a time of dystopia. An alien race known as the Unhinged have overtaken the Earth in a quest of galactic dominance. Led by General Mara, the Corsair army spread bloodshed throughout the land. People must fight to stay alive. As the Unhinged rule, the Victoria faction, taking no prisoners. A lone bounty hunter is accidentally thrust into a war he didn't ask for. Befriending a tumulty rebel as he seeks the ultimate prize. In the samurai priest leads them in their path. Will they succeed or remain?
Yeah, it didn't skip that much.
It might be an internet.
It could be just an internet thing, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it played pretty smoothly there. Cool.
I don't know if it happened on your end, but there was a moment in which it was clocking.
Yeah, it clocked, but it was fine.
Yeah, I mean, my internet's only 400 megabit per second, so.
No, I mean, like I said, it didn't really even skip that much on this one, so that's good.
Yeah.
But I had a friend that did the music, and I did the voiceover and an app on the iPad, but I re-edited it in Premiere, and so I tried to get it right.
Okay.
Like I said, it's a learning curve. This is my first campaign. I was trying new things, and so yeah.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for the first campaign and everything.
Oh, thanks, man.
And yeah, I was gonna comment that I like the effect that you used to do that scroll of the text on the top and bottom while leaving the title intact.
Yeah, I was, like you said, I was messing around in that app on the iPad, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool and stuff like that. So that was fun to do. Yeah.
So do you do the story, the sketching, the inks, and
Yeah, I do everything. Well, the way I do it pretty backwards from quite a few people. Somebody actually told me it was actually the Marvel way, which I don't know how true that is. But I draw it, I write it as I draw it. So I'll draw page 1 or whatever, and then in my head I can kind of be like, okay, well, he's saying this, and this is what's happening. So I draw the whole thing while writing it a little bit in my head, and then when I go back, I write it after I draw it.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. So I know Eric Larson does it or used to do it like that, and there's a couple actually. I think there's a CGer that actually said he does his like that. So I think if you're an artist, I think that's the best way that usually, because we're visual first. So yeah, but I wrote it and lettered it. Actually lettered it like 3 times because I had to get it. I had it wrong the first time, and then going back in and stuff like that. So it took me a while to get the lettering done because I'm new to that. I'm no Eric Weathers, but. But yeah, so I did the whole shebang.
What is your background? What kind of training or schooling did you have that led you to this point at which you decided to create a crowdfunded comic?
Well, I was I'd drawn since I was 10 years old, so I've been drawing forever. My brother initially taught me the basics of how to anatomy or placements and doing crosshairs and under sketching and stuff like that. And so I didn't actually go, I knew how to draw already before I even went into college. And I went to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale, which in 2003, which it wasn't really, it wasn't as bad back then as it is. It's all going out of business now because it's just a college mill pretty much. They just try to get money. So they're closing down a lot of stores and places, unfortunately. But I still had great teachers, and great instruction, and I did learn quite a lot. But I already knew how to draw before going in, which helped me drastically. I would say I really didn't start developing more of a style or a voice of art in a way that I have in the past 10 years. I graduated in 2009, but life happens, you get distracted, you do things, but I've been hammering away, drawing every day almost for the past 10 years, and it's really helped me a lot. So, I've been drawing, and that's really what got me to an Indiegogo campaign. This initially was going to be I initially had it set up to be like a mini series to go through Dark Horse or Image or IDW. I preferred Image just because, I grew up in the 90s with the Image guys. And that's like a dream to work for the same company Todd McFarlane did, or Liefeld or Lee and stuff like that. So, but with the comic industry, what happened in the past couple years, I already had the first issue done, and pretty much almost the second one was almost done before everything had happened. And it's you know, with everything going downhill, you know, the Rona hit, and you know, things just weren't flying. And then I was watching Frege since October, actually, since he pretty much first started streaming on YouTube. You know, watching him on Instagram before then, but and he really, you know, after he got into everything, and you know, he was like, you know, talking about CG and everything, and I'm like, you know what, it just makes sense. It's CG is just the love of comics and, you know, fans and everything like that, and that's what I love. It's not pandering, it's not an agenda, it's not, you know, forcing any ideals or ideas. It's just comics. Yeah, and so I was like, you know, I'm like, apparently I'm CG, and that's cool, you know, hey, awesome. So and that's what led me into CG and then crowdfunding, because, you know, that was the way to go. I could get my book out there to the people themselves and stuff like that. So I kind of didn't know you could have your pre-launch up longer than a month. So I could have gone about it a little better, but I did get tips here and there. Frege actually looked at my campaign before I launched it and stuff like that. So I did have to have a little bit of help along the way, which is great.
So did you reach out to him to get some feedback on it, or did he just kind of somewhat bless it?
No, yeah, I reached out to him. I had been following him on Instagram for years. Like I don't know if you saw the Grave comic strip that he did, like panel by panel. He did them on sketch cards, and I'd followed that while it was launched. I've been on his thing for years, and he would go live on Instagram and stuff like that. And I've also been influenced by Frege. I mean, maybe my style doesn't show it, but the work ethic is there. And yeah, so I just reached out to him, and I was mentioning back and forth. The funny thing is, one of my old college professors had colored a Batman that he did, and you know, Frege shared it on his Facebook, and so apparently they became friends through like digital media. So we kind of had that, you know, that, hey, my old college professor is a friend of yours. You know him? He's like, yeah, he's Jonathan Hunt. He's like, yeah, he's amazingly talented. So it's kind of funny. We had something in common, you know, aside from comics. But yeah, I reached out to him. I was like, hey, man, you know, I'm new to it. Can you look at it for me, maybe? And you know, it took him a while. He's a busy guy, and I didn't care. That was fine. And he's like, yeah, man, it looks good. He's like, you know, he gave me a pointer. He's like, you know, I'd recommend maybe, you know, a voiceover, doing this on your campaign or stuff like that. So, and I listened. He's a pro, you know, and he knows what he's doing. So, yeah, Frege really helped out a lot.
Sweet. Did I hear you say that earlier in your childhood, your brother actually talked to you about
right,
anatomy and drawing?
Yeah, he initially like taught me like the blueprints of it, you know, or he'd give me tips and advice, like, you know, this looks cool, you know, don't do this, like, you know, just the root fundamentals of like drawing like people and stuff like that. I still struggle a lot with buildings and stuff, as most probably artists do who haven't been drawing comics for like decades. But as far as people goes, my brother, yeah, he taught me quite a lot.
Is he like doing art in some capacity to this day?
Well, he passed away in 1999. Yeah, so I mean, you know, hey, you know, it's 20 years ago and stuff. But he actually was the original, like him and I, so to speak, were the original founders of Unhinged Entertainment. He was like he was drawing and doing stuff. He's a couple years older than me. He was drawing and doing stuff, and he wasn't only just wanting to do comics, but he was also having like, you know, cartoon ideas and stuff like that. So that's why it's Unhinged Entertainment and not like Unhinged Comics or something like that, because it branches out into other fields.
Right.
But so yeah. So, and he was like, you know, what's a good word that I can maybe think, you know, use? And I was thinking, you know, well, crazy things. You know, what's crazy? What's kind of out there? Because, you know, it would be kind of cool to think of that way. And I was just going through a thesaurus, so I'm like, oh, Unhinged is kind of cool. It's like, yeah, that's kind of cool. So that's where that came about.
Yeah. When I'm not sure why, but when I think of Unhinged, I think of, are you familiar with the comic strip Calvin and Hobbes?
Oh, yeah.
And you know, when Calvin and Hobbes are doing their rides downhill in their wagon,
yeah,
it makes me think of that, like a huge rush, a feeling of the unknown, not knowing whether you're going to crash or make it out alive, but
Yeah.
enjoying the thrill of it all.
Yeah. Awesome.
During the journey.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a cool association. I like that.
as I was looking over your artwork, it kind of reminded me, I don't know if it was an influence, but it kind of threw me back to like Eastman and Laird in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, not so much an influence, but I love the old black and white ones. I was a little young, so I didn't really get the get to see them until I was a little older, and the reprints and the graphic novel. But those old black and white ones, they're really cool. The original ones, yeah. I'm heavily influenced by Jonathan Weishak, Sam Keith, Frank Miller, Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane. The '90s guys,
Okay.
Stuff like that. Like I said, here I'm capable of doing certain styles, but that Sam Keith style I really love. This is not obviously influenced in this aspect. This is more of I tried to go for a Sin City vibe, stuff like that. I did get a little overly detailed with some things, but that's just the way I'm used to drawing. I'm used to just going into it.
Yeah.
But I was trying to focus on harder shadows in a lot of instances and stuff like that. So, but yeah, Eastman and Laird are an inspiration mainly as much as just in putting out an indie book. They took the Turtles and just boom, blew up with it. So, but yeah, I'm influenced by a lot of the '90s stuff. I grew up in that '90s era, so yeah. A lot of that action, that in your face, yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna add, I like the snapshot of this frame, the cell, because you can see the bullets, like frozen in time.
I keep wanting to put in more bullets. So yeah,
you want to add some frag-a-boom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm like, no, I don't need any more bullets. Even though, because in the next page, one of the guys has got one of those machine gun things that was in Predator, the minigun.
Yeah.
And so, I kind of wanted a lot of bullets going through there. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I think it's well balanced. Just in that one frame alone, I kind of was thinking, Matrix, the Matrix movies, Bullet Time, and the video games that, kind of played off that idea.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I mean, it's a comic, so it's still frame. So you kind of gotta, put them in there and then get some action lines maybe to show a little motion. So, yeah. See, there's the next page where in that next second panel there's a guy in the background with a minigun, got a cigar in his mouth.
Right.
See, I like that in your face type, those close ups and those actions and stuff like that. They're more intense. I like stuff like that. I like stuff like the Capullo does, where he does those far out shots. It'll be Batman in like the biggest city you've ever seen in your life, and they're amazing. But I want to see their guys. I want to see the intensity. I want to see, emotion. So I like doing close ups and stuff like that.
Yeah. Kind of these last two cells kind of made me reminisce of Westerns.
And you know what? That is part of a theme in this. I drew from a lot of different aspects, sci-fi, a little bit of like steampunk, but not, more or less style, like clothing aspects, and also a little bit of Western, a little bit of spaghetti Western. Like the guy with the gun in the first panel and the other panel you saw, he's kind of like that wanderer, the guy with no name. He's a bounty hunter. He you don't know much about him, stuff like that. So I did draw a little bit from those old spaghetti Westerns and stuff like that. He's kind of the main character, and then the girl at the last panel, she's the other main character in the book. So
all right, cool. Yeah, it looked like she was quite prominent because she was on she was highlighted earlier.
Yeah, and that's the Samurai Priest. The book also does deal with a little bit of theology, a little bit of I drew a little bit from the preacher aspect, and also wanted to play with like a concept of not so much just God abandoned, left heaven or anything, but just so much as just Gate just doesn't care anymore. Doesn't care about Earth. Let aliens invade it, and stuff like that. It doesn't go too deep into stuff like that. It's not overly religious, but religion does play a part in the book. And so the samurai priest is from the old ways, and then this the page down from that, you'll see his master, the main monk or the main mystic, and stuff like that. So they hold on to those old relics of religion, not Christianity especially, but just religion. So yeah, and that's the mystic. He's more prominent in the next book.
I get the sense that he's like either tracking someone and seeing where they are now with the eyeballs. That's trippy.
Thanks, man. I really do like that trippy type stuff, and I do other artwork and stuff, and then I'll free flow in a way. Like I won't have a plan. I'll just draw and connect things. And so that's, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to, I didn't plan it out. I'm like, they were initially bubbles. I'm like, eyeballs. And I just put them in, but yeah, he's kind of scrying there. He can see futures and different outcomes and aspects then. And in this page, he even says, there's one future I can't see. And here's what I see why now and stuff like that. So yeah. So he's scrying, and that's a 2-page spread I got of the main character. Now the main character, he doesn't have, his name never appears in the book. The only way you know his name is if you had back to the pre-launch campaign, you got the trading card. So yeah, that's a little thing I did. I thought it'd be kind of nifty. I do it okay. You don't need to know his name. You can say so. When you're talking to somebody, you're not always saying their name. So
right.
So yeah, so it rolls well. Like if you read it, you may not even notice that his name's not said. But and that's just a 2-page spread of him telling a little bit of the invasion of the alien race known as the Envy.
Right on.
Yeah, that was fun to do. I actually had that one. I don't know if that's the relettered version or not. I had to, because the font when I relettered it initially, font was too small. I had to make it bigger. So yeah. And there's the female character. She's busting out of an alien tower. So she ran in there and she's kind of like a thief. There's a uprising, and she's part of that uprising. So she's invaded the tower to try to steal something. And so she's, the alarms are going off. She's trying to get out of there.
Yeah. So, all right. Gotcha.
So yeah. And yes, she is intentionally using her ring finger to flip somebody off. I tried to cut down the swearing in this. It's not, I don't care about swearing, but other people might. So I use different slang words that, could still be pretty bad if you know what I'm talking about. But so she's using the ring finger instead of the middle finger. So in the words change, slang changes, swear words change. So this takes place obviously in the future. So swearing has changed. And then she jumped out of the tower. She's teleporting away, and she ends up teleporting into an alley where there's a drug deal going on.
Oh, this is a cool shot.
Thanks.
The teleport.
Thank you. Yeah, I was trying to think of a different way to do it, because you got Nightcrawler and stuff like that, and the BAMF, and people do it different ways. So I was trying to show a different method of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's be here.
Yeah. And then I got some stretch goals, which one of them is going to change. I got to change the one that's going to get colored. The book won't get colored. Everybody's been yelling at me.
Oh, really?
Fraga's like, yeah, don't color this. And Shay had said if I could color it, she will find me. And so yeah, I gotta change that off of there. I mean, I even said, to her, like, I thought I was a little over ambitious with the stretch goal. She's like, I don't think so at all. So she's like, I don't. She's like, I don't understand how this is not funded. I'm like, I don't know. I think it's because it's my first campaign and stuff. And there's a lot of campaigns. There's a lot of great campaigns out there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I back so many campaigns. There's so much talent out there. It's amazing. CG's got some amazing stuff. So yeah, now I did there's a stretch goal there of 2,500, and the book gets funded at 5,000. And most people are like, well, that's kind of weird. Well, with that, if the book doesn't get funded, I still send everybody that sticker as like a thank you for backing. So that's why there's that 2,500 stretch goal. Everybody who backed it gets a company sticker. I don't have any on me, but it's just that it's my icon, that head with the one eyeball and the goatee. That's the company sticker. It says Unhinged Entertainment. It's oval. So everybody's going to get that, whoever backed it. Like I said, if the campaign if it does fulfill, wonderful, and you get the sticker. So that's why there's a halfway mark stretch goal. So, yeah, I don't know if the logo's anywhere.
Is it this one that's next to your name on the?
Yeah, but it's in white.
Right.
That's the invert. I have it's that one. But it's inverted and it says Unhinged Entertainment, and it's an oval.
Okay.
That's my. Not. I should be legally blind, but I'm not because I can see right in front of me. But my left eye is, I would say, it's about 80% blackout blind, and it's actually blacked out. I have some vision in it, but not much at all. And in my other eye, my right eye, there's like blackout line going across it in some spots. So that's why I'm not legally blind. But I can't drive. There's no way. You get me behind a wheel, we're gonna die because I can't see the lines in the road. I can't see cars coming at me. Like, they're gone. They're blacked out. So that's why my logo is the way it is. It has the one good eye. So,
okay.
Yeah. So.
And all right. So you're just over halfway there so far.
Yeah. I mean, this is my second month. The first month, I didn't go. I didn't do any live streams, and not out of purpose. I just didn't know how to go about getting on people's streams. I didn't want to be rude and be like, "Hey, let me come on your stream." I did jump onto Freyga's every now and then, and he's the first backer actually.
Oh my!
Yeah, and which was great. I'm like, wow, that's cool. And if he sees my name in the chat, he'll even be like, absolute, go back to that book. That book looks great. So Frank is actually a huge fan of the art, which is fantastic. That's very flattering, and just a big nerd out.
Oh
so, yeah. So he was the first backer. So, but I've finally been going on some more campaigns, and I got a little bit more and stuff like. So it's going a little better this month. So, like, you can even see here when the book gets funded, Freyga will do a trading card. So,
yeah.
Which was like when he said that, I was blown away. Like, I was like, wow, yeah. I was like, get out of here. I mean, he's a childhood icon for me. I have comics signed by him from back in the day. So.
Yeah, if I were in that position, I'd be like, "Did I get it right?"
Yeah, I was like, dude, no way. He's like, yeah.
Sure?
Yeah. I was like, aren't you a little busy? Yeah. So yeah, that was really cool. I've been a fan of Black Flag when it came out. There was Blood Strike, and I did when I got into college. I kind of stopped with comics. I'm in college. You can't afford much of anything.
Oh, yeah.
But I did pick up some here and there, and I didn't even know he had done Wolverine. So when I got out of college, I went back and hunted down those issues and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, Frank is great, man. He's the heart of CG, if you ask me. He's got so much love,
Oh, he definitely does. Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's such a bundle of positive energy.
Yeah, and that's what I love, man. I like stuff like that, and I love everybody else's CG. Don't get me wrong, but to me, Freyga is the love aspect of it, the heart. So EVS might be the mind and the attitude and pretty much the head of CG, in my opinion. But and Malin is is the attitude of it. He's there and ceaseless to humor, obviously, but you know, Frege is definitely the heart.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a good way to view it. Yep.
Yeah,
I tend to agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me see here.
Yeah, and then I got the $10,000 stretch goal or 6K first.
Well,
like I said,
first, more stickers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you get more stickers. More stickers.
So the first one is a logo sticker.
Yeah, that's the logo sticker.
So at the 6,000 mark, how many stickers are you talking? How many different types of stickers?
Two to three maybe. It depends on how many I'll draw up or even just, you know, print out and stuff like that. So I work at a place where we make transfers and banners and stickers and stuff, so I can go through there, and I'll see other sites. Yeah, I'll look at other places though to see if it is cheaper. But so yeah, but I'm it's just I haven't gotten to that point yet. Mainly because I want to see how far, you know, I wanted to get funded first, but yeah, say like 2 to 3 stickers, you know, for everybody. Like everybody gets them, so
nice. At the 10K mark, we got the Ashcan Cancerous ID.
It's actually it's Cancerous id.
Id. Oops.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I Frankie did it too. Yeah.
Like id Entertainment.
Well, id as in your super id, your ego and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. When I was in college, I would just, you know, draw quick sequentials, just real quick and stuff like that. And I did a few pages of this book and I called it Cancerous Id. And yeah, so I think there's only like 11 pages to it. So I'll make it into an ash can and everybody will get it. Oh. And that'll actually be another project probably, because I really do like it, that book. That concept. It's where a guy gets transported into his own artwork or his own mind, his own creativity, and he has to get out.
Oh.
Like he's stuck in there and he has to get out. So that's the fundamental of it. And I would like to tackle it, like, you know, go back and tackle it and put a different spin on it, different style, and make it. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be fun. I hope it gets there because I really want people to see it.
So it could be like a spin-off.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with Absolute. The reason why I titled it like just such a vague word is I wanted it to be like Sin City, where I can launch another Absolute and have different characters from that same type of world in a way. Like that right, and that guy could even be in that world, but he gets caught in his own creativity and his own mind and gets transported there. It can still take place in the world itself, but in another realm. So yeah, but that's what I wanted to do with Absolute. I wanted it to be like Sin City, where it's all kind of contained but small, not universal. So yeah, that's the Ashcan though, and I really would like to get to that. Like I said, the 20K one is not going to happen. It's not getting colored.
Yeah. I mean, there's that seems to be hungering for color. And then there's work that is so rich in inks that you almost don't want color.
Right. And that's what they were all saying. Like Malin hasn't really looked at it, but I've heard him say plenty of times he likes black and white. And I'm like, hey, cool. Books in black and white. But yeah, I know people love color, and that's why that stretch goal was there. I was gonna pay somebody, and so that's why I wanted the stretch goal. I wanted to get a good colorist, but I might put in, you know what? I might put in like shirts or something as that stretch goal. So
that'd be good too.
Yeah, I think, you know, if I mean, even if I get like, you know, a lot of backers and stuff like that. I work at a company that does the printing and stuff, so I can make T-shirts cheaper than most people. So I think that might be a good one to put in there. Everybody gets a T-shirt. I'd have to find out your sizes and stuff like that. But I think that might be I might do that.
Huh. So, yeah, colored versus black and white. Color usually draws my eye personally, but I also dig black and white, and I don't particularly mind black and white books, because, you know, they have an appeal all their own. And that's why I got into early in my comic collecting many years ago, I got into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. when they were still in the magazine format, and I just soaked it all up. I was really into that, so I can dig it as black and white.
Yeah, yeah, black and white has its place in certain. Like I said, Sin City was one of the big ones, and you got Cerebus from back in the day. Body Bags when it came out, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when it came out, and it black and white. Like I said, this initially I was gonna put it through Image and stuff like that, and I wanted it also to be black and white because it'll stand out. If you have a black and white book mixed in with all these colored comics, your eye's gonna go right to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of like an aspect, a marketing aspect in a way too. But
oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I was done. I was done.
Did Shay or Frege comment on whether they thought you might, whether they thought it might be a good idea to do a colored cover, but leave the interiors black and white?
They haven't on that, and like I said, I mean I thought about it, but I don't want people to get the misconception that
The whole book is colored.
yeah, that they'll see that and be like, oh, I really wish the rest of it was colored. This looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought about it, and then if this were going to the stands, I'd be like, yeah, I definitely want the black and white cover because it'll stand out. You'll see it. But I thought about doing color for a while of the cover. I'm like, yeah, but then people might be like, wow, I really wish the whole thing was like this. And, hey, cool. But at the same time, yeah, it does look awesome if the cover is colored, and then, you got black and white interiors. Bone did it, Jeff Smith's Bone. It was a cartoony book, and the black and white was perfect for the insides, and the covers were all colored.
Uh-huh.
So I love that book. The book was great. But yeah, so I thought about it. I did think about it. They didn't mention it to me though. I do have some colored stuff. Actually, if you scroll down more, there's a poster of the insert that people get if they back certain tiers. That's in color. The trading cards are in color. The book's in black and white.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted. Yeah, I kind of wanted to just play with different things, So
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and if memory serves, before Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was like a black and white, but then I think they also went with like a single color. So they went like all green inks or all red inks, if I remember, unless that was just on the cover. And
well, the Turtles, they did have all red bandanas. Yeah, they had all red bandanas. I don't know.
Well, I meant like the line art itself, I think was.
That might have been.
Covered.
Yeah, that might have been just on the covers, I think.
Like all the line art was red, for example.
Oh, wow. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I could be remembering wrong.
Hey, you know what? It's worth investigating later. That's pretty cool.
So at the 40K mark, you'll add a second book. That's a whole additional 46 pages plus, no new campaign purchases. So would that essentially be Absolute Book 2?
Correct. That would be the whole thing. You get everything. The shipping charges wouldn't change. You don't have to back another tier. You don't have to back another book. You get the second book. I add it in, make it thicker, make it perfect bound, and it would be the whole thing. Because the last, like I said, I initially wanted this to be comics miniseries. So the last issue isn't done yet, but the third issue is. So I'm very far along in this thing, actually, because I had initially planned on finishing the whole thing, pitching it to companies. So I have the first page of the fourth issue drawn, and the second page is in works. But yeah, so I would just add it in. You don't have to worry about backing another campaign, going through the whole process all over again, backing tiers, and blah, blah, blah. You get the whole book. So yeah, you get everything.
You previously talked about pitching your book to other companies. Did you actually, at one point, pitch it to Image Comics and see if gauge their interest, or did you decide, I don't think I'm going to pitch this IP to companies after all. I've got enough faith in it that I want to go at it with a crowdfunding campaign instead.
Yeah, I didn't pitch it to anyone. I wanted to finish it first, but then I saw, like I said, I saw the way the industry was going. I heard and hearing, you know, everybody talking about, you know, the way the industry was going, and looking at CG and just being like, you know what, these guys got it right. And I did think it did have it's merited on its own to stand on its own. And I can't see it.
It's number one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Vanilla covers color.
My brother's showing me. Right, he's talking about the line art being a different color.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So sorry about that. But yeah, I was like, you know what? I think it's got enough to like actually, you know, make it on its own, and not worry about. Like I said, the main reason was like, oh, I could work for, you know, be published by Image Comics. Todd McFarlane was, you know, you got Spawn, you got Savage Dragon, you got Wildcats, and Cyber Force. How cool would that be to be published by the same company that did my, you know, icons? And that was the main reason behind it. But then, like I said, I saw where CG was, and I was like, yeah. I was like, these guys got it right. And I thought it could stand on its own. I still think it can. I have faith in this book. I think it's a good story. I think the artwork I did actually some of my best stuff to date with comic wise. So.
All right. So we got the variant cover.
Yeah, that's the variant. That's actually was the cover to issue 2, and I was like, variant. It's a variant now because I really liked it. So, yeah. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I don't want to just. I could have also put it as an insert in the book, you know, as a separator from the first 23 pages to the next 23 pages. But I was like, you know what, this will be a lot cooler as a variant cover. So
yeah, is it just me or my lack of perspective, or is the guy doing the strangling significantly several times bigger?
No, he is bigger.
All right.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Oh, nice. All right. That's pretty cool.
Thanks, man.
Ah.
Yeah, that's the insert, the 11x17 insert that will go in the book in certain tiers. So it's a fold-out insert.
Fold-out insert
Yeah.
inside the book. So is it going to be stapled inside of it?
No.
All
You
right.
ain't have to worry about that.
So is it going to be the size of one page, or?
No, it's 11x17, which is the size, you know, comics are drawn at. So it's a little smaller than poster size. It's about poster size. So
Okay. So the kind of posters that are folded in half and mailed.
yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So you did the coloring yourself?
Yeah.
Now, is your work oh my gosh. You know what I just realized? Well, I don't know. This might be like a trick of the trade, but are you familiar with Anna, aka that Star Wars girl?
Oh yeah. Anna's funny.
When she does her, I don't know if you've seen any of her drawing streams or.
Oh yeah, she's a fantastic artist. She really is.
Yeah, I agree. She said that when she was in school for art and she was doing her portraits and stuff, to make it pop, she would do like a background shape. And I think she ended up doing a circle, and it's kind of this idea too.
Yeah.
It draws the eye when you see it as part of a portfolio, and it keeps it kind of anchors it so that it doesn't look like you've got these characters floating in space.
Yeah, they never really taught me that. I just saw it, learned it kind of on my own.
Sweet.
Yeah, just seeing other people do it, and I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. You know? So yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, you were right. So you do it so it doesn't look like they're just floating in space. Yeah.
Is your work from the sketching to the inking to the colors uh, old style, by hand with physical medium, or
Oh, traditional.
Yeah, traditional. That's what
I could do both. I do a lot of the comic stuff digitally, mainly because of my eyes. I can't. I work, like Shay says, I work in sections, so I can't really see the full scope of the piece. And even doing a line, I can't see the bottom and top part of that line. I can really only see the line I'm on. So comics are more precise. So I work digitally with comics a lot. So the colors are digital just because it's faster and I can I could be tighter. It's not as sloppy. I'm pretty sloppy when it comes to traditional coloring, but I do the traditional media, and that's usually like you saw the post that Shay had where she had that big headed dude, the Cupid looking guy. He's got big heads and their skulls all over. Yeah, that's traditional, but that's also very sloppy, very loose, very, there's ink splatters, there's stuff all over it. And I like getting messy with the traditional. With digital, I like I said, the comics are more refined and more tight. So now what I'm gonna do with the fourth book is draw like the line art, just the lines, the outlines, and lay it out digitally, and then print it, and then go in detail traditionally. That way, you have a traditional page. So,
do you say you're doing that for the fourth book?
Well, the fourth issue, like the last half of the second book.
All right. So the goal of this campaign is to do books 1 and 2, right?
Yeah. Well, the goal of this campaign actually is just to get enough so I can print out and ship out the first book, and hopefully raise enough for the second book. But obviously, I'm going to do another campaign, and hopefully, that will fund the second book to print the second book if this doesn't get there. But yeah, this campaign, I really want to get the book out. I think it's a fun story.
Nice. Let me see if I can get this. So on this particular piece that we're looking at now, did you literally have to zoom in and, let's say, for example, focus only on doing his face and then zoom out to try and get the whole picture, and then zoom back in to work on the hoodie and his clothing?
Yeah, you got it just right. I zoom in, I work in like the face part. Like I do. Sometimes I do the eyes first or something like that. Mainly because I like doing eyes with all the folds and stuff like that. And then I'll zoom out. There's a lot of zooming in and out like crazy, just to see where the piece is going. You do have a navigation bar in Photoshop, but that's super tiny. That doesn't do me really any good. But I do a lot of zooming. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little slower. My speed is a little slower because my vision isn't there. If I could see fully, I'd probably be a little faster at the same quality.
All right. It's a fixed goal, so if it doesn't get funded.
I was just more or less letting people know who don't know anything about like comics and crowdfunding, like my family or stuff like that, like what a fixed goal is. That way they may be like, well, you get to keep the money. So I was just more or less helping people out with that definition.
Right. Yeah, it's helpful because not everyone will know.
Right. Yeah. And some people do get worried. Like, if it's a flexible goal, I don't know this guy from Adam. How do I know he's going to actually put out the book and not just pocket the money and run? So, that's why I want people to look, this is fixed. You'll get your money back if it doesn't get funded. And you get a sticker.
For sure. I'm just, let's see. 56% of the $5,000 goal. And the $5,000 covers everything from the time you put into it to the fulfillment to making stickers.
I would say it more or less puts into what it takes to make the sticker. The time I put into it, yeah, it won't cover that, but it'll definitely cover enough to get it out there. And that's what I want. You know, that's first and foremost. If I make a little bit on the back end, great.
Yeah. Excuse me. And then I'm sure a big chunk of every goal is going to be shipping costs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The international shipping. Oh
yeah, like I work in shipping, but even still, if I were to ship it through my work, it still would cost a crazy amount of money, which I can't anyway. We're so busy, there ain't no way I'd be able to do it. But
during the pandemic, did your company experience any drop in business, or was it just steady throughout?
Yeah, we got hit because we make like I said, transfers and stuff like, but we also make the numbers for the NFL stuff, apparel that you see out in stores, the official NFL clothing line. We make the numbers for that, and but we also print stuff for, like, you know, teams, like high school teams and sports stuff, a lot of sports, a lot of family gatherings and banners and all that stuff. And we got hit. We got totally hit because, you know, everybody had to stay home. Social distancing, no events were canceled. Mm-hmm. So we did get a lot of people had gotten furloughed. I was on furlough for about a month and a half, and that's where I finished my comic, or the first book, I should say, and started my campaign. So I got a lot done, and I was furloughed. I wasn't fired. Unfortunately, there were a lot of people that were let go. Well, we got hit really hard. Now, as of right now, though, you wouldn't know it. We're pretty busy. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we got hit. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I heard the sound, and I think it's yard maintenance outside.
Oh, you're fine, man. I can't hear anything, so yeah, you're fine.
Good thing my door is closed right now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be much louder.
Yeah, it happened to me a couple times. I think it was I'm notorious because I live in a house with a lot of people, so there's literally always somebody up. I say maybe there's a couple hours here and there where there isn't, but there's always somebody awake. So, and I've jumped into Frega's streams every now and then, and I'm like, you know, my house. Like, yeah, I know. He's like, you live in like a commune, and so, but I'm notorious for having a lot of background noise, and I usually that's why I don't go on a lot of streams, and I usually kick myself because the chat will be like, you know, whose TV is on? I'm like, well, my nephew's in the other room, and he doesn't know how to really be quiet. So, you know, but which is fine, and I don't mind. You know, I understand. You know, you don't. The background noise can be pretty annoying, so I don't mind jumping out and be like, you know, that's fine, I get it.
Right.
But,
yeah.
Yeah. I understand all that background noise, man.
I'm not trying to do any doxing. I thought I heard you mention that you had a brother showing you some issues of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
He was showing me the cover on his phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's up right now. So.
Are you guys like doing the whole traditional nuclear family thing where multiple generations of family live together?
Yeah, pretty much. It's actually all by accident, and once other people get jobs or stuff like, and like I said, since I'm disabled, I do live at home. You know, and there's nothing wrong with it. You know, I don't care who does or who doesn't, but yeah, I know some people. Well, I kind of have to, but. Yeah, but they'll move out. And summer's here, so we got nephews and nieces sleeping over and everything like that. So, yeah, I mean, you know, we're a family, you know, and we may be at each other's throat quite a lot and give it, not, you know, but we're family. Yeah, family's first. So, yeah.
That's definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
In any type of.
Yeah. Like I said, well, and also my brother, the one who was showing me something after the second book is done. He's a writer, and he's going to be writing a book, and I'll be illustrating that. So once once Absolute's campaign is totally over, that's the next project that I'll be on. Oh. You know, yeah, and I'll try to jump back to Absolute every now and then, but I do have a lot of other ideas. But then we'll be doing a campaign with him, and it's kind of like a horror supernatural heaven and hell type aspect thing. It's going to be really fun.
All right.
Yeah.
So he's actually going to do his own Indiegogo.
Yeah, he's going to be. He's writing it and stuff like that. And you know what? He can go on live streams too then and promote it. And while I'm at work, which will be nice because like I told you, my work schedule is really funky. You know, I work in the afternoon. My whole day is gone. So you know, while he's home, he can maybe jump on live streams. So
yeah, that's cool. Well, you also got to look at regardless of what your normal job schedule is. There's always going to be an audience any time of the day.
Oh yeah.
It's like somewhere I think it's in the late morning, early afternoon, you get a lot of the UK and Australia. And then later in the evening, you've got the West Coast doing most of their streams. Well,
right.
West, United States and Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter when you stream, you'll eventually get an audience.
Yeah, there's always somebody awake at some point, somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm often scheduled in the afternoons and evenings myself, so
yeah,
I'm kind of left streaming at in the mornings and afternoons. And when I do have evenings free, then I have stiff competition with a lot of other streamers.
Oh yeah, there's a lot out there, and that's the tricky thing about streaming is you don't want to stream while you got one of the big guys streaming because you're not going to get anyone and stuff like that. So yeah, I would stream actually a lot more. Like I said, my house I live as a breathing entity, so if it wasn't so loud all the time, I would do live streams. I do have a few videos on my YouTube, which is Unhinged Entertainment. But they're mainly like CG review, campaigns I backed, backed this campaign. It looks pretty cool. And I do have a couple speed drawing videos and stuff like that. I don't have much on there, but I'm trying to put stuff on there here and there. Yeah. Like I think I did Mary Boys. I did Mary Boys is fantastic. I actually have it. That's another black and white book. That's Mary Boys is great.
I have the book. I haven't read it yet.
Oh, it's good. It's good. You'll like it.
All right. So on YouTube, you're at Unhinged Entertainment. You got 22 subs. We got to get that up. And did I hear you right that when you first launched this campaign, you'd already gone about a month into it without really going on live streams?
Well, yeah, when I first launched it, the first month pretty much, yeah. Like I said, I jumped into WyzGyz every now and then. I was able to jump in, and the day I backed, actually, I was able to jump in, and I do say able to because that's when the house is a little quieter, or people are asleep or whatever may happen. But I was able to jump into a WyzGyz stream, and I'm like, yeah, my campaign's launched. He's like, oh, it's launched. And he looked into it. He's like, yeah, I think it was like only live for an hour, and he was like, I'm back in it. He backed number one. He's so excited. But yeah, so I was able to jump into WyzGyz every once in a while, and he did help promote it every now and then. So that was it, though. Aside from that, I didn't really go into any live streams. I would, do a super chat here and there and be like, hey, can you please plug Absolute? They would plug it. EVS did show it a couple of times on one of his streams. Whether or not that helped, I don't know. But yeah. So, but yeah, the first month, I really didn't do any live streams. Shay was actually the first one. She was the first featured stream that I did. And I even did a limited print for that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So if your campaign has been going a month now, are you already into the second month?
Yeah, this is the second month. Yeah, so I'm trying to get out there and go and jump on more streams and stuff like that, and really, I trying to navigate the house when it's awake. If I could I scheduled this at this time, I can actually let my family know, hey, I'm going to be on a live stream at this time. Can you guys just for an hour or two, just maybe be on your phones or something. So it's easier. It's easier for me to just schedule live feeds. like I said, I don't know. It's hard to go about asking people, hey, can I be on yours? And you saw my work through Shay's Twitter, which was great, and then you invited me on, which was fantastic. And so that's another way I was kind of hoping it would go. So yeah, I'm going to try to reach out to Malin. I don't know if he's still doing ComicsGate Presents or not.
I think he is.
I think he is.
He's presently in the middle of fulfillment.
Right. That's why I really don't want to bug him too much right now. But and then I did mention to Shay on her channel. I think I got it over here. I want to bribe EVS to maybe plug my campaign or go over it. So I drew a Cyberfrog piece.
Hold on.
Okay. So yeah, I drew the Cyberfrog. Yeah, that's all. That's traditional pen and ink and brush and stuff. But I'm gonna send it to him and be like, "Hey, man, can you maybe help my campaign out a little bit if I give you this? And just send it. And, I'll even say, hey, if you don't, that's fine. Keep the art. You can do whatever you want with it. But so yeah, so I was gonna bribe him with that. Is
that one in progress or is it done?
That's done. I'm not gonna color it.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I like black and white. I'm a black and white guy.
At first, I thought I was having trouble finding the right leg. That's why I was asking.
Well, the other leg,
it's behind him, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Where am I? There I am. That one is it managed to go right behind his arm. And
okay.
You don't want to do that. But the thing is, I can't pop it out more because then his hip will be totally displaced. So I'm like, it's behind his, it's very far back.
Yeah, there's his feet.
Yeah. And there's the foot of his other one, and his leg just comes down the other way. And it's kind of like a Spider-Man pose in a way.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Nice.
Yeah, I want to bribe EVS. I'm hoping it'll work.
Oh man. All right, let's see. So we got these perks here. Absolute combo. And oh crap. No.
You shouldn't be doxxed. You should be fine. Yeah, don't double click.
Yeah. It's just that once you've single clicked, and come on. All right. Once you single clicked and it's already in that first layer level, and you forgot that you already expanded it, and then you click it again.
I've done that in other campaigns too, where I've clicked it and I'm like, did I? And I click like, But yeah.
So you get the original comic and the variant.
Yeah, so that's the feature perk. I wanted a feature perk that wasn't overly pricey. This being my first campaign, and I know it's hard times right now, so I didn't want to. I wanted people to be able to afford the book. So that's why the feature tier is a reason. I think that's a good cost. Because after shipping, it's $40. So.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, you get that variant and yeah.
So is this one? I don't know if you can see my cursor moving in circles.
No, you're fine. What's up?
The one on the left, is that the original cover, and then the one where is the person is kind of dissolving the variant?
She's. Let me see if I can't.
Or do I have it backwards?
No. The variant is his head getting crushed. You're right there.
Oh, all right. So I guess it's backwards.
I'm gonna try to find her jumping out. Hold on one second. Okay. Yes. Okay. We want to do that.
Oh, I just because you might have listed it in the updates tab.
So I mean, I don't know if you could share screen. I'm sure you can. I just got to figure out how to do it myself. And I don't know which screen I'm going to have up, so we might have some kind of an inception here.
When you click on share screen, you should have different options. Either share a tab from an existing browser or share a different application.
Yeah, two ways.
There's like a third option too.
Oh, screen share tips. I'll share screen. Didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Huh.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
While you're doing that, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some tea.
Yeah, go ahead. Click the button. I'm not saying. Don't show those tips again. These are tips, okay? I click share screen. Nothing happens. Oh, hold on. Allow. Allow. I want to allow it. Won't let me allow it. It's not highlighted.
Do you get an error message or something?
What's up?
Do you get an error message?
No, it's the thing pops up here. Hold on.
Huh.
Hold on 1 second here. I'm getting a bunch of these things. Well, I don't know. I'm having trouble, but she's kind of jumping out of the thing. I'll try to work on it as we talk here, but she's it's her teleporting in a way.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, so she's kind of dissolving.
All right.
Oh, I was browser blocked something. I think that's what I think I have a
Oh, like you have.
I might have a blocker on my Firefox or something like that.
Yeah, like pop-up blocker.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Oh well, that sucks. I gotta figure out how to change that.
Yeah, you can usually go to like the preferences or options and then make an exception for that browser.
Yeah, I mean it's. I mean, but yeah, she's teleporting. You know, it's like I said. I mainly designed it. There's a lot of white and just a little bit of black there, so you could see it, and you know it would stand out on the shelf or something like that. So.
Right. Yeah, and as I tell all creators, I love when in their Indiegogo campaign they have a feature tier because it's a quick way of helping people, viewers, identify the best bang for the buck on the campaign, so you can get a good experience. What the book is about.
Yeah, and those, like I said, those are just the two. I wanted to make it. I was like, you know, should I put in trading cards or something? I'm like, well, I kind of wanted it to be affordable for people to back, but also be a decent amount for me. So, but yeah, so.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolute Comic.
And that's the thing with the featured tier. If you get them both, it's you know $30 with the first issue, the regular cover, that Absolute Comic one. That's just the regular cover. That's not the variant, and that's $15. The variant is $20, so it's $35. So if you get the featured tier, you're saving $5.
I'm sorry, run that by me again.
With the featured tier, the variant covers $20. The regular covers $15, which is so you're saving $5 if you go the featured tier route.
Yeah.
Rather than getting both covers.
For sure. Yeah, I see it now. All right. So there's the main cover, 15. You get the comic fun-filled adventure of a future world run by alien overlords and a group of accidental heroes that might be the last resort to restoring order.
Yeah.
And then we've got, all right, so you're looking to fulfill and get product to people around October of this.
Yeah. Because like I said, the book's done. I mean, I really don't have to do anything except you know, send it to the printers.
Yep.
So, and I probably should have put in an extra month there just to be safe. But I thought 2 months was fine, you know, because if it ends this month, even if I put it in demand or whatever, I mean, I still would send it to the printers and I would have a couple months to get it to me. So I was like, you know, that should be good.
And do you intend on going in demand after the end of this?
Yeah, I'd like to. You know, obviously I got a month to think about it. Yeah.
That's the way I would go. I always like the idea of having the funding period and then going in demand, because you'll get a lot of sales in demand simply because, sometimes people don't get money until a month or two later.
Right. And like I said, especially with today's time, with everybody that had gotten laid off or still laid off,
Yep.
It would give them a little time to catch up on things.
Right. Right. And then you've got, let's see here. All right, then you got the signed comic. Let me see.
Yeah, it's the same cover. I didn't change up the cover. It's see, and like I said, this one you can kind of save if you're getting the variant. It's the same price. You can get the variant at a sign for 20, or you can get the alternate cover signed for the same for 20. You can pick which one you want.
Right.
And I did that because not everybody wants a signed book. Some people, they don't want it signed, or they like if you live right next door to me, there's no point in getting it signed. I could just sign it for you if you want me to, or something like that. So that's why I did that tier, because not everybody wants that signature on there. Some people just want, I just want the book. I want it to look crisp and clean. And
yeah. Let's see, comic. Did you say with the signed book you will have the choice of which of the covers is signed?
Correct. You can pick which you can pick which one you want.
All right. At first I thought, just based on the way it is now, I thought that it was specifically the signed copy of the variant.
Yeah, I don't know if I have it in the description. I thought I did. But you get to pick which one you want. You can I could have put them both up there, both images, but I think people would get confused.
Yeah.
They would think they would get 2 books. So
yeah, I don't see it in here unless I can find.
No, I
included items, 1 copy of Absolute signed.
No, okay. I can edit the description.
Oh, cool. All right. And then we've got Absolute comic signed with print.
Yeah. And you get that colored fold out print poster that's there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. 1 Absolute signed, 11 by 17 insert print.
Yeah, she said poster instead of print, but. Yeah.
Is your book about the same dimensions as like today's comic books?
Yeah, it's the same dimension as today's comic, standard comic. It's just thicker.
All right.
I want it staple back because I just like staple back. If it gets any thicker, you have to do perfect bound.
Okay. And what exactly is perfect bound? Is that basically glue down the spine?
Yeah, that's like it's got the spine and the words on the spine, and then the books are kind of like glued in there, or pages are glued in there, or whatever. So it's like your standard book would be. A lot of books like Vestige is perfect bound. Yeah, so there's perfect bound book. Was it not Death Metal? But that's probably. But anyway, yeah,
Okay. And that. Copy of Absolute Sign, 1 by 17. Absolute Sketch Plus. You pick between a signed variant or original cover. You get the signed print and a 9 by 12 character sketch.
Yeah, I'll do a traditional character sketch. You don't pick. It's random, and you'll get an original character sketch. It'll be traditional pen and ink.
Oh wow! It could be a future character or one in the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if I get bored of drawing the same guys that I've been doing, I might toss in one of the characters from the second book. Never know.
Cool. Yeah. And then it'll become a spoiler.
Exactly. You'll have kind of like a first look at a character from the next book. It'll be a little spoiler type deal in a way. Without spoiling anything, it'll be a spoiler. Yeah.
And then we have the Absolute original page print.
Because I did digital, Sadly, there's not as many original pages, but you get an original one-off where, you know, it's just a one-off print. I don't make another print of that comic page, but I'll also put some ink on there, so it's definitely an original. You know what I mean? Somewhere, so that way you can't be forged in any way. So
Nice.
and then you also get a bunch of other crap with it. Bless you. Oh. I don't know if I have the trading cards in that one. I thought I did. Maybe I don't.
A copy of the printed book, a variant cover of Absolute,
Yeah, you get both covers.
original comic page print,
Mm.
and there's a total of 41 pages, it looks like, to choose from. Well, one of them's taken.
Yeah, somebody had already backed one of them because I do have some original pages. So that's why there's not as many. But there's also a double page spread, which I forgot about. So there's less, but that'll be fine. I don't think I'll sell out. So, so it'll be okay. It'll be okay. I'll worry about that bridge when I come to it. Maybe I'll give somebody like original artwork or something if that happens. But yeah, so you know, and it's a random. I'll pick which page.
Oh, it's random. Okay.
Yeah. You don't get to pick which page you want. Yeah.
Yeah, because my follow-up question was, did that one person already take dibs on the double page spread?
That would have been smart. Yeah. No, yeah, it's completely random. Yeah.
All right. 2 exclusive trading cards
Okay, so yeah, they're in there. Yeah.
and an 11 by 17 insert print. All right.
Yes, you get quite a lot. The 2 trading cards are drawn up. The second one I just have to put the words on the back of it, and then I'm going to send them off to get printed. But the trading cards are done for that. So.
All right.
And if you had if you back the campaign in the updates, I did post the trading cards. So,
All right.
So
Yeah, that's an area I wanted to check out too.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got Absolute Original. Signed copy of Absolute, the original comic, a signed print, and an original comic page random. Signed character 9 by 12 character print.
Yeah, you get a character print with it. Yeah.
1 original comic page and 2 exclusive trading cards.
Yeah, because like I said, I only have so many of the original traditional pen and ink comic pages. Like that alien, the very first picture, the alien, the Envy guy, he's original. That's all pen and ink. So somebody could get that one, or somebody will get the one where she's jumping out the window, or you know, there's like only a couple original pages. So yeah.
It's a copy of the. Sometimes I jump back and forth between tiers to figure out what the difference is between.
I don't know if I have the variant in there, and I probably will edit it to put it in there. I thought I did. So yeah.
It looks like both of them have the variant cover.
Okay, good. All right, good.
It's ordered differently.
It might be, yeah. If it's not on there, the person, whoever backs it, will get the variant as well. You know, you get pretty much everything plus the original page. So.
Oh right, yeah, because the previous one. Let's see. You do get an original page on the previous one, and then you get an original page.
Well, you get an original print page on the previous one because like I said, I mainly did it digitally, so you know there's now also with the printed pages, it does get printed on my blue line 11 by 17, my blue line comic, my Unhinged Entertainment comic paper. So I mean, at least I don't think there's a template of that out anywhere. So you know that'll be a way that it's original in a way too. But yeah, the other one is digital; it's a printed. The other one's totally original pen and ink. That's why there's. Go ahead.
Oh, when you do traditional, you do on you do it on 11x17 Bristol board.
Yeah, I have the this here is the 11x17 Bristol. I think it's 120 pound. Not 100% sure.
And did you say it is actually custom? The Bristol board is customized with your company,
Well,
Unhinged Entertainment.
yeah, when it prints out, like the printed pages, they'll have the Unhinged Entertainment. You know, like comic pages usually have like Image or
Yeah.
Marvel Comics. Mine, you know, has Unhinged Entertainment, has pencils written by blah blah blah, all that stuff, and has the blue line marker and everything around it. So I did lay out, because when I do traditional pieces that I might print first and then draw in detail, I still need to know where, you know, the guides are. So yeah, I have actual comic paper that I have from my own company. So yeah, I mean, this isn't printed on it. This is just solid white, but this is just an example of the 11x17.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Regarding regarding the Bristol board, do you have to like do some kind of special order to request your company name be included on the Bristol board?
No, I Photoshop.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I made it all in Photoshop, and you know, did all the dimensions and everything like that in it. And
Oh.
so yeah, and I just buy it at Michael's. I go to Michael's, I buy the Stratford paper, and yeah, it's good. I like it. You know, it's not too toothy or anything like that. So it's good paper.
Nice.
Yeah.
When you do splash pages, well, the splash page that you have, is that traditional or is it digital?
The one, if you go all the way up, the first page on this campaign, the first image on the campaign here, that one is traditional.
This is not the 2-page spread?
No, that's just a splash page.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the splash page. That's original. The 2-page spread was digital. I did that one digitally, but that's
okay. All right.
The splash page there, the alien, that's all traditional. You know, pen and ink with some brushwork, I think, for the blacks. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the cool thing about that is actually, because that had been edited a little bit, because I had mistakes here and there. So when you get the original, you'll be like, yeah, I see where he messed up here, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, it's fun getting original pages.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine so. Weird.
Yeah. See, the 2-page spread there is digital. So.
Wait, where was it again? Let's see. You had the 2-page spread on display somewhere here, right?
Yeah, it's him with the cigarette smoke and just his face, pretty much. Scroll down a little more. Keep going. Keep going. One more. 2 more. LID. Oh, there he is.
This one right here.
That's
yeah.
That's a 2-page spread. Yeah.
Because I was going to ask if you were to have done it on, you know, traditionally instead of digitally. Would you have like put 2 Bristol boards together, taped it on the backside, and then started sketching and inking?
You know, I actually had to. It took me a while to find out how to actually do that, because, like I said, I learned a lot of things through school, not everything though, or even through my brother. But you actually have to cut the sides of and then butt them together, so that way it doesn't, because whenever you print it and it gets printed, it's not going to cut on that one side, so you have to cut it and butt it, and then like to the trim, and then draw the whole thing. So I did cut this, you know, this is cut and I butted it, so it's actually a little smaller than 11x17 with a 2-page spread, because you have to do that. I actually learned that because of Ethan Van Skyver, EVS, on Artist Comic Pro Secrets. One of his streams, he's like, you know, you have to cut. I cut the sides and then I butt it, and I'm like, oh, really? It took me forever to be like, how do I do that? So yeah, but
yeah, I mean, just by looking at the pad of Bristol board, it's not like in your face evident or obvious. You have to work with it.
Yeah.
how
And-
it's designed to be
Yeah.
used.
Yeah, it's a lot of troubleshooting. Like even working on just this, because like I said, it's my first book, my first campaign. Now I had drawn a comic for a guy, and through in Comicsology. I'm not going to say that it's not my best work, but but I did that at 11x17. I just thought it was 11x17, and it wasn't after a while till I figured out, well, it's actually smaller than 11. You're drawing on that paper, but the dimensions are smaller. What you're drawing in, and you have to do this and that. So it did take me a while to actually learn it all, even throughout all these years. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So then we've got the Absolute Overlord at 400. The Kid and Caboodle get both covers signed, a 9x12 print signed, 9x12 character sketch, 2 trading cards, and 11x17 full color traditional illustration. That's a big in there.
Now that is not comic related. The illustration, it's an original art piece. I will draw up something out of my head, whether it's like you saw the one on Shay's thing, with that big skull guy, something like, it'll be something kind of like that. It'll just be my own thing. It'll be fully colored. Those take like anywhere from 20 to 40 hours to do.
Oh,
so yeah. Now that one was a little bigger because that's actually an embellished print. With an embellished print, you print it out and then you add traditional stuff on top of it. So you embellish it a little bit, make it unique. But with this thing, it's going to be a whole original. You get original artwork. Nobody will own it. There'll be no prints to it. It's all yours. It's art. You can hang it up, wherever you want. So, and those take a long time to do. So that's hence the higher price tier. So I wanted to throw in, because I love doing stuff like that, and I wanted to throw in some like artwork with a comic campaign. I thought that would be a little fun.
For sure. Let's see, images. Images shown are samples. Shipping may vary depending on quantity backed.
Yeah.
All right.
So I don't want people thinking, "Oh, I didn't get that image." I'm like, well, that's not really what. I only had the 2 trading cards done at the time, and I needed to put in the things, the images. So I just put in the trading cards that I had done already, because those aren't the trading cards that you're going to get if you can even see them in there. But so I didn't want people thinking, "Hey, I didn't get the image that's in there." It's like, well, that's because it's a placeholder. You need something there.
Yeah. Let's play the trailer again.
It's a time of dystopia. An alien race known as the Unhinged overtaken the Earth in a quest of galactic dominance. Led by General Mara, the Cortina army of bloodshed throughout the land. People must fight to stay alive.
Hi there. It's currently 10:30 a.m. With the current
Taking no prisoners. A lone bounty hunter is accidentally thrust into a war he didn't ask for. Beholding a multi-rebel as he seeks the ultimate prize. And the samurai priest leads them in their path. Will they succeed or will they fail?
Yeah, it was fun to do. I had fun doing that video. I'm glad it runs smoothly there.
Yeah, I think my only comment regarding it, my only feedback is sometimes I had a hard time hearing your voiceover.
Yep.
So it's kind of like how network and cable TV.
Well, yeah, the thing was, like I said, somebody's up at all times. So I would be recording the audio for it. Next thing you know, refrigerator door would open. I'd go back and record it again. Next thing you know, somebody's coughing in the background. I'm like, man, oh man. So that was like the 8th take, and with me being blind, I tried to read the script and I was just losing things. So I had to actually just do it from memory each time.
Right.
So yeah, that was the best take I had. So so I saw you scrolling through the updates and stuff. Like there's the line art for one of the trading cards that I was working on. I posted updates as I was going.
Yeah, I'm trying to go in chronological order,
Oh yeah, cool.
and then you get the colored version.
Yeah, that's the trading card. That's Danny, the female protagonist. And she's got knives. She's quick. So, and then there's one of the. I did a 24 panel page, and that's the 24 panel page, which was very tedious.
Wow.
That's the most panels I've ever done in a page, and probably will ever do. And I made it a fight sequence, not just talking.
Yeah.
So that was fun. I think it's just. Yeah, and then there's progress on the next trading card. It's the Envy, the alien race.
Wow. You start off at 11 by 14, and then you shrink them all the way down to 2.5 by 3.5.
Yeah. You get more detail in that way, and actually you get a lot of detail that you lose, but it gets more. It's more fun to do. To me, you just get more in it.
Yeah.
Get more bang.
And then when you shrink it down from a larger image, it looks cleaner and sharper.
Yeah, actually,
in the finished product.
Exactly. You know, showing color progression.
Envy trading card. Oh, dang.
Thanks, sir.
Man.
Yeah, and there's the final stage, I think.
That's cool how you put the title in between his two arms.
Thanks. Yeah, I was like, how can I make it really stick out a little bit and make him stick out? It's like, yeah, that'll be fun. Do that. And I kind of put the other two at less, rendering with color. So that way they, fade back a little bit. And the front guy is, standing out there a little more. I don't know if that's my last update or not. Oh no, I have the sticker. That's the sticker. There you go.
Is this a finished one, or is it in a work in progress?
No, that's the logo. That's my logo sticker. It's because a lot of the stuff that I used to do, or kind of still do, is very sketchy and stuff. So, but you also have the traditional crosshair for the head, and so I just real quick, like I could draw that up in 3 seconds. Something real quick to do for a logo. Yeah.
This is the mouth, right?
Well, that's just like a little undershading of the nose. That's the nose and the undershading.
The nose. Okay.
Yeah, the mouth is gone.
All right. Gotcha.
I think that might be the last update.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Right.
I have to get another one up there eventually.
That's from the 17th. Okay, 7 days ago.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, it looks really good.
Thank you very much.
I'm digging it. Yeah, I gotta back this. I don't know what's here yet, though. I gotta reread through them all.
Hey man, whatever tier is appreciative, and whichever one you like,
Yeah, we gotta get you funded.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, and like I told Shay and everybody, with my book, I draw so much that I have artwork everywhere. This is a little sketch I did of Death, the character Death.
Oh.
That'll probably get tossed. This will probably get tossed into somebody's. Yeah, that'll probably get tossed into somebody's thing.
That's cool.
Thanks, man. And I do stuff like this all the time. I doodle stuff, and that'll probably be in some. Even if you back to $15, you might get this. I have these little zines here that I had done of my lunch sketches that I do at work. Whenever I'm at work, I doodle a little bit here and there.
Oh wow!
In microns. But I have three of these. Those will get tossed into somebody's thing because they're not doing me any good. They're just sitting around doing nothing.
Well, had you considered collecting all these deals and stuff and putting them into an art book?
Well, like these things are stuff like this that are just sketches and stuff like that, or this little zine, or like even these sketch covers. Like I said, I'll toss those in books just because I don't know doing any good. As far as an art book goes, on the other hand, I do want to put an art book out there of all my traditional stuff that I've done, like that big piece that Shay has.
Yeah.
I have so many. I have quite a few of those, but I want to get more before I get into an art book. And also, whoever backs the book to 5,000, whoever puts me over and gets me funded, will get the actual sketchbook of the lunch sketches. So you get the actual book that I was doodling in.
Dang.
So whoever puts me over that,
Whoa.
yeah, we'll get. You know, I chip away at these a half hour at a time at lunch. You know, so whoever gets me over 5,000, whoever gets me to that 5,000, gets that.
Nice.
Thanks.
That is so cool.
And like I said, you know, like I used to work at Michael's and I did sketches when I was at the cash register. I'll be tossing those in books. They're not doing me any good. They're just sitting back there, and they're loose little, you know, sketches.
Right.
So, you know, as far as an art book, they're not good. I don't think they're like that high up as to where they should be in an art book, but I do have art pieces that I want to put in and get in a book and maybe do an art book itself. So yeah, that's why I want my campaign to be a little fun, you know, give people a little more stuff that, you know, if you back a $15 book, you might get some original art on top of it, you know, it'd be a little fun.
Sure. Let me do another share. Right.
Yes. Yeah, you got quite a lot of good people coming on. Grim Reaper. Oh, that book looks good.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I backed that. You got Mandy Summers coming on. She's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you got quite a few people coming on, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Building up the platform. I think I just recently hit 123 subs.
Nice.
So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to have Fragaboom
Oh, really?
this Friday for maybe an hour or so. And
Do you know
before, oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
No, let's see. Well, actually, I've got Carla Tornielli for Grim Reaper, and then I got 2 more streams after I get back from work tonight. And then, actually, hold on. So,
I think you have one after this, don't you?
yeah, that's Grim Reaper too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Tonight I've got Philip Diaz's The Lost Pages.
Oh, yeah. Those look good. I backed that, yeah.
And then I got Mandy Summers Super Dead.
Yeah, you know what? Super Dead looks good. I like Mandy Summers. I want to try to get on her stream too.
Yeah, and then we've got she. You probably already know this. She and John Malin do a stream where they showcase CG books.
Yeah,
and, that's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
And then Friday afternoon, after I get home from work, I'm doing we're doing like a food battle, eating pickles with Gothic Arch versus Shay. And, I'm going to participate too, so I bought a bunch of pickles.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, I have a big appetite. I can eat a lot.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes with pickles, though.
Yeah, really.
Not used to eating them en masse.
Yeah.
And then after that, stream is going to be Frega.
Nice.
And then I'm trying to book some other guests for next week once I get my schedule.
That's pretty cool, though, man.
Yep. And it's all about, adding content and getting to know people, reaching out to people. It's nervous at first, but, you got to get yourself out there.
Right. Well, and also it's even nervous before you go live, but once you're in the moment, it fades out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, and you conduct it well, and you go through everything. You got good questions and everything. So I mean, you do. I like it.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been an honor. Jason, would you share with the audience how they can get hold of you?
You can obviously there's Facebook. All my things are public. Any social media I have is all public. You can hit me up on anything. I don't post political jargon or anything because I don't care about that. To me, I'm more about the fun and the love of music and comics and art and everything like that. So, but Facebook is Jason Bascom, or Unhinged Entertainment does have an art page. I mainly post my Instagram to it. My Instagram is Jason Bascom. So those two there. Unhinged Entertainment has Unhinged Entertainment on YouTube, just Unhinged Entertainment. You hit me up on Twitter, Unhinged Ent, ENT, short for entertainment. I can be emailed at unhingedent@gmail.com if you want to hit me up there. Feel free to, follow back, subscribe, do your thing, and subscribe to WyzGyz.
No, thank you so much.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at WyzGyz Tweets, on Twitch as WyzGyz Twitches, and at YouTube under WyzGyz Entertainment. Thank you all for joining us today, and thank you to our special guest.
Thanks.
Excuse me. Jason Bascom.
Thank you for having me.
And everybody, head on over to Indiegogo and back Unhinged Entertainment presents Absolute Book 1.
And hit that like button. Hit the like button.
Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe.
That's right.
All right, ending broadcast in 3, 2,